And now we will go for our tour of the Fakenham site, which is the building currently in progress in Norfolk. And Anthony is going to come back and guide us through that.
This is our building in Norfolk, in Fakenham, North Norfolk. This is the sort of the drawings that we prepared, and this is from the front elevation, the entrance, and you can see a really good kind of depth. Well, there's 500 millimeters along here of overhang, and then a very deep porch for the entrance. And the plan is fairly simple. This is the entrance elevation here. I've just shown you that's that deep porch. Entrance is here. It's basically a 3-bedroom house, 1, 2, 3, with an ensuite and a living area off to the north. Sorry, to the west. And this is the living area, kitchen and dining room here, and then opening out to south-facing little terrace here. And you can see in the drawings here, there's the light earth element, and then the darker area is the heavyweight cob. And basically we have no other load-bearing walls within this kind of perimeter in this case, because of the sort of shrinkage issues, and we wanted to and we've got glulam beams running from along these walls here, and then a glulam beam there as well. And these are just sort of two of the elevations. That's the elevation that we just showed you on that coloured render. And then this is the east-facing elevation. And one of the things that should be introduced here is because it's a sloping site, we've got a stepped plinth there. So I will then go to. I'm going to show you a film. So this is the site in Fakenham. It's in the small, just on the outskirts of Fakenham. You'll notice immediately the sort of shuttering is much higher CobBauge shuttering there. The first house in the UK, second CobBauge building in the UK. This is built by Grocott and Murfitt Builders. They are building it as a kind of speculative development. They're looking for a mortgage on it, as I said earlier, from the Ecological Building Society. This is running along the edge of the site and to where everybody arrives at the site. You can see the shuttering is much higher on the inside in this project than than the Plymouth building. And because the builders decided they didn't want to keep on stepping up, removing shuttering and placing on top of each other. So we've got scaffolding on the outside. You can see the window boxes there ready to go into the wall, and all the support cross bracing just to keep that shuttering all vertical and straight. And generally this process seems to be working very, very well. This is on the west side of the building, and this is our first lift. There's been 3 lifts in this. This is nearly gone to the top of that first bit of formwork at 600 high. And as we're moving along the west elevation, you can see the heavyweight, the cob on the inside, and the grayer lightweight on the outside. And there's one of the placing tools there for a slightly shorter version that they've made. And then crucially, one of the aspects of keeping everything dry, we just saw around the corner there, is a tarpaulin. So that's a sort of small placing tool there, and looking at the cob, and you can see the ties through there. Then going down, this is the front elevation, and as I said, this is where we had rainstorms early in the week. We had to cover it all up. In Plymouth, they had a roof over the whole of the building, which was great. That was too costly for this project, so we've just got this tarpaulin which you put up and down as you deem necessary. Again, you can see the kind of the bolts for the spacing between the formwork, and there's a window there, and the soffits, the jambs, the windows are also out of mesh. You can see that there's a window there. See the mesh. So I think at Plymouth they had solid jambs for the formwork. We've decided that it'd be. I mean, the group has decided that it's better to have the mesh on those jambs as well, so it all dries out nicely, much more quickly. And now moving around the east side and looking into ready for the next mix there. I think there's been a lot of discussion about how the formwork does take quite a lot of time to put in and out, and that's why we've explored that fuller height formwork on the inside. But it's also those connecting plates, those bolts which go across the gap there. And we had a lot of discussions with Roland about the fact that we could just put those that mesh through the bolts through the mesh, but have some blocks to separate it. There are the placing tools again and the fork, and this is kind of a load that we've a lift that we've just been doing just yesterday. All equipment. This is the structural cob, which has come from the site is very close to their yard, which is fantastic. So we're it just comes over in dumper loads, and it's actually all the cob, the heavyweight and the lightweight is all made up on their yard and brought over in the dumper, and then barrowed in with buckets onto the site. And you can see that that's the level we've got to the moment. We're just bringing everything up to the same plinth level as before. This is the beginnings of, we had our open day yesterday, and we had sort of 30 people who came to visit the site, which was really exciting. And this is just a view from where we've got a camera, a time-lapse camera, which we're kind of photographing the whole process doing. And in here you can see the plinth, and you can see the first layer of cob that's gone down. And we've had a lot of the training has been kind of quite intense recently. That's a piece of cob that we've cut out. And we're just doing a core sample just to yesterday we were doing just to do to make sure that we've got the right bearing strength. I think that gives you a pretty good idea, and this is a thing that we shouldn't be doing, which we realised that that pulls the mesh in. You don't want to be doing that, so as I said earlier, we're wanting quicker ways of assembling and disassembling the shuttering as we go on. And there's some mesh just leaning up against there, ready for the next lift. But hopefully all the shuttering will be reusable for the next building that we do. There's Roland inspecting, and these are people who just come, and this is the pit where the slip's being made, and this is where the structural cob is being meshed up, put together, where the straw and the cob and the aggregate, which to get the particle size right, and then it's just being dumped into the dumper. So I think that gives you a kind of quick view of what's happening on the site at the moment. We probably, unfortunately, will not be finishing by the end of this year. We won't have got up to the full roof plate by the end of this year, so we'll probably have to put it in hibernation over the winter. Number of reasons that we got a little bit delayed, partly with the really hot weather, and controlling the moisture content of the cob was a bit of a problem. And so we had to remix a lot of cob, and it also the straw, we had to add a little bit more straw, so that's delayed our progress quite a bit. But all in all, it's, you know, we've realised it was so crucial, as Matt was saying, so crucial to have everybody well, you know, sort of well taught and trained on site, and really feeling confident. The crucial thing is the confidence of the people of the site on the site. Here you've seen, we've seen before people kind of, this is putting the structural cob in, tamping it down by foot. We're using a pickaxe handle to kind of get it into the mesh. So I think I'll leave it there and hand back to you, Tom.
Brilliant, fascinating, great to see that building coming up, Anthony, and thanks so much for giving us that tour.